The all-new Spark FM.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
And good morning, folks. Good morning, boys and girls. Good morning, those who identify as something else. Good morning, everyone. If you are listening, we are here for you. Rockstone Triz, Miss Tony B. Knowing Hot Sizzling Sauce here on Saucy and Friends in the morning. Here on Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean musica. That's my intro.
That was all inclusive and all encompassing.
Thank you very much.
You did a great job.
I aim to be an inclusive
entity.
Yes.
That.
I did that. I did do it. Big shout out to everybody who's checking in. I know it is early. But we're going to go ahead and do our intros. And, well, not a really intro. I just want to know how y'all doing. I want to talk. How y'all doing?
I'm doing good. I'm tired.
Why?
I don't know. I think it's the weather.
Yeah.
This weather kind of really makes you, it's been like gray out. There's not a lot of sunshine or sunlight. And it just really makes you feel kind of run down.
Bring me back to Trinidad.
I saw you to Banca already. Like, I can only imagine coming from that hot sun, all of that fun and liquor and freeing up.
I'm getting pale again. Look at me. I'm getting pale again.
Freeing up and all kind of stuff. And you got to come here to a snow, flurries, rain, shine, sleet.
Yeah. It's ugly.
What's going on with my camera today? I don't like how my camera's angled.
But besides that, I'm doing good. You know what always makes me feel really, really good is going to get my nails done. My nail girl really makes me happy.
What's that?
And I get happier and happier as the whole process of getting my nails done goes down the line. And I think that's that. So I feel good about that. So every time I feel a little whatever,
you said you feel good about your nail process? What does that mean?
Getting my nails done makes me feel good.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh.
And I said, as we go through the process, like each step, I'm like, oh, it's closer to get my nails being done. And then that part where she's like, go wash your hands. When you go and you wash your hands and you just admire how cute your nails look before they even get done. So I'm happy. I just look down at my nails. My nails look really, really
They do. They look really beautiful. Show them.
Nails. Look at my nails.
Stop moving.
Oh.
That is beautiful.
Wait, hold
that
on.
looks like you're about to go to a nice wedding or something.
Oh, that's nice.
That's beautiful.
I needed some sparkles in my life.
Yeah. That looked nice. Getting your nails done, your fresh manicure really does set the precedent because you always just want to do stuff. You want to talk with your hands. Yes. You want to type quickly and softly. All kinds of stuff. Yeah, man.
And they're a little pointy, but, you know, I'm a woman king, so.
Okay, Doja Melange. This is still a thing? That's crazy. But, yes.
Yesterday, I just did on some flight graphic design. Shout out to Jillian from Salon Bounce. She's coming out with her food line.
I see that.
Called Mummich.
Mummich? What that mean?
Mums and Michelle. So it's Mummich.
Oh, what kind of food she gonna have?
Tasty Caribbean food. Island style.
I feel like not saying that we don't have a lot of them, but I feel like we need something a little bit more different here. So I'm excited about this opening because I want to eat her food.
Is she gonna have roti?
No.
Oh, God, we need a roti shop here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We struggle with the roti here, but it's all right. I'm not a roti guy.
Oh, I am.
I'm not.
See, I heard you say that once before, and I didn't really understand what you meant by that.
I kind of judge people that eat rotis a little bit.
You judge. Not only do you not eat them, but you judge people that do.
You judge a whole nation of people.
I judge you only if you eat the whole roti.
Because it is big.
If you eat the whole roti one time, I judge you just a little bit.
Why?
Because that's obnoxious.
It's so big?
Yeah.
Not all rotis are big, though.
No.
That's what she said.
I think so.
Oh, that's sada roti. I don't know what that is. That's something. I don't think that's very big.
You know what it is? I low-key feel what you're saying. I do understand what you're saying. And And I always talk about it like when you go to alleys and stuff like that, you get the option of putting all kind of rice and bean and kind of things like that into the roti. And it end up being like a big ass baby that you eat. And I be like, but for what though?
I like that.
Like big roti. Like I feel like roti should be like burrito hand size.
Right.
That you can consume it. But like a huge roti, I get it. You get more food and you can share it.
Why can't it
But why can't it be smaller?
Yeah.
A roti is a burrito is a roll up. A roti is a square.
I'm a doubles guy.
I don't know because
roti is a square, right?
No, not necessarily.
Don't they do it in a square?
It's squarish.
It's bunnish.
Squarish.
It's loafish.
Yeah, but it's loafish. Yes, it's loafish.
It's not. The hell is loafish?
Like a loaf of breadish, you know? So it is, I mean, technically it's all in the burrito family. It is a stuffed meaty thing with burrito in it.
Now that I think about it, I don't think that I've ever eaten a whole roti, like consumed a roti one time in one sitting. It is a large entity.
Yes, it is.
That's the word of the day.
It's a job.
Entity.
It's a job.
And so yeah,
pay me for that.
I get it, but I do like a good roti because I love a potato and a chana and a nice meat and a pumpkin and a bhaji. And a nice slight pepper with a little curry mango.
I love when interviewees know that we are on the radio and call me. Anyways, it's awesome. They're like, why I don't automatically text?
You guys share the live.
Yes,
these
that's what I was
doing.
doing.
Let's get these numbers up this morning.
That's what I was doing today.
Share the live if you want to feel the vibe.
Share the live.
Be alive.
Share the live if you want to feel the vibes. Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah.
Good morning, Janet. Good morning, DJ Hayes, Mike Nice in the place to be Therapy Thursdays. God knows we need a therapist in here.
Man.
Oh, talking about therapists, you guys got to tune into the Mayor's Lounge each and every Wednesday between the hours of 7 and 9 p.m. with Mayor
Jessica Avila.
Yes.
Jessica Avila
And Laura.
And Laura.
Yes. I like Laura.
Laura is our Spark FM in-house therapist, and she takes care of you guys and give you guys some nice therapy. So make sure you guys tune in each and every Wednesday inside the Mayor's Lounge.
Inside of, I do. Yesterday, we had a staff meeting. They was there, and I low key wanted to listen to them instead, but you know.
Morning, D. Morning.
Yes. Morning, everybody. Go ahead and give it up a lot. This is what I've been trying to do. Sorry, I'm trying to multitask. Share. How do I get to Spark FM
it was right
on
there.
Facebook?
It was right there.
And then I find the live.
And you press the button.
I find, is this the one here? All right. This is Tree 2. Find it here. And then I'm going to click it. And then I'm going to share it. Oh, look at me. I see me.
On the TV.
I see me over there saying the same thing I'm saying right now. Tune into the live. We are here. It's your Zoom.
It's your Zoom.
It's your Zoom.
Your Zoom.
That is your Zoom.
Yes. So we check. Oh, you said you're good. How are you? You missing Trinidad?
I'm beautiful.
Me too. I'm feeling beautiful as well.
You know, look at me.
Yeah, I think so far I've had a really good week. It's been a little busy, but a lot of great things are coming out of it. Ready to keep on going. Today we have an awesome guest for you guys. Consult Layla. They are activating Mattapan Square.
Yes.
Oftentimes we hear about these infrastructure changes or these rebuilds or these reconstruction, and we find out about it too late. So Consult Layla has consulted with the youth in the community and with the adults in the community, and we are activating Mattapan Square on Saturday from 12 to 3. So make sure you guys come out, find out about the plans for Mattapan Square, get your input in, get civically engaged, pull up on them, ask the hard questions, make sure that your voice is heard.
Yes,
Bong.
absolutely.
That's what we gotta say.
Hood. That's my hood. Mattapan.
Pull up. Mattapan. With that said, let's get into the show so we can stay ahead of schedule.
What do you guys think about this? I think this is like our official instrumental here. It's a nice energy.
It is very good. Yes.
Good morning.
It gets you moving.
You're listening to Saucy and and Rockstone Triz.
The only thing that does matter is great music, and you will find it here.
The all-new Spark FM.
Call Spark FM at 617-272-3387.
You're listening to Spark FM. Online.
That's what I like. You know, that's a good one. Even if you're not feeling well or whatever, if you hear that, you do get a little pep in your shoulder, you know?
And that's the magic of soca music.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Good music.
And dembo. I'll leave that out. That's my new favorite. If I don't have soca, give me that one. Yes.
That's all they say in that song. Is that it?
You
Yeah,
swear?
yep. I like that song.
Yeah. Let's see what's going on around the street. Saucy and Friends in the Morning starts now.
I don't see your camera, Tony.
Why?
Is it off? Did you on your end?
No. It is. Why? What happened?
All right, let's go. Okay, mi gente. Let's see. Boston Police Oversight Office has yet to uphold a single civilian complaint. What the hell does that mean? What did that mean?
I mean,
Do you have that story up?
They ain't done a damn thing. That's what it says. Boston Police ain't done nothing. Well, let's look into this story here and see what it says.
I got it. Nearly 2 years after his executive director was hired and roughly 1 year after it began to operate in earnest, Boston's Office of Police Accountability and Transparency has yet to sustain any civilian complaints against the Boston Police Department or to issue subsequent recommendations for disciplinary action, according to a review of city data by GBH News. Oh,
Wow.
Lord.
Boston Police Accountability and Transparency.
A data dashboard on the office's website says that in 2022, OPAT, as the office is widely known, received 56 complaints from civilians about BPD, which employs more than 2,000 officers, and that 21 of those complaints were deemed lacking. But according to a city spokesperson, that doesn't include more than 24 complaints that were quickly dismissed upon initial review rather than being sent to OPAC's Civilian Review Board for deeper consideration. When those are included, the spokesperson said the tally of complaints received in 2022 rises to 89. Basically, what they're saying is that they have this board up for civilian complaints that civilian complaints go through. But BPD hasn't upheld any of the civilian complaints at all. They haven't said anything.
Yeah, so people are complaining about the police. This is a board to complain about the police.
Yeah.
And they have 56 complaints.
Yes.
And none of them have been addressed.
None of them have been addressed.
Nice.
As a matter of policy, OPAT does not investigate cases that are already being pursued by the BPD. I don't even know what that means. I feel like if there's a civilian board up to review complaints, the complaints that the civilian board reviews, if they deem it necessary to pass through, they should be investigated. I feel like that's what I feel should happen.
I agree. So the board is made of civilians?
Yes.
Which OPAT is made of civilians?
So what is OPAT? Didn't you just say what it meant?
Yeah, that's the Office of Police Accountability and Transparency.
Yeah, so complaints. So I believe so. I don't know. What OPAT faces, the abundance of dismissals and lack of sustained complaints are striking, especially given the high hopes that accompanied Boston police reform push in 2020 after George Floyd's murder. In interviews, OPAT head Stephanie Everett and experts in civilian oversight suggest why that might be. Everett, who was appointed as OPAT's executive director in 2021 by Kim Janey, told GBH News that the members of the Civilian Review Board have only been seated for about a year and have spent some of the time being trained for their new role. Everett also said more work needs to be done to remind Bostonians that OPAT exists, and pointed out that the office is currently holding a series of community listening sessions aimed at raising its public profile. Really? Where do people go to find information? Facebook, right? So, and then not everybody's on Facebook. So, like when these people, and you know, I'm asking that in for a reason, because that's why Spark FM was created, to be able to present this information to people and give them the resources that they need. But when you don't use like mass media of any kind or sponsored ads or any digital marketing or whatever, like how do they expect people to know about things? This is what I don't understand.
I think a lot of people don't even tune into news anymore. Most people get their news, whatever's happening from social media platforms. So I think that a lot of these places need to utilize social media in order to get the information out there.
While we are not a monolith, a lot of black and brown people still don't trust government. And we are a governmental agency, she said. I started this job understanding that trust is going to have to be the foundation, but it's also a very hard task. They don't know who I am. They don't know who the agency is. We're asking a lot of them to come and trust that. And if they file a complaint with us, that it will be fair and thoroughly investigated. But that's not true.
Because then they said that they're not doing it.
They're not doing it.
Right.
So I don't know if maybe I'm reading this wrong and I don't really fully understand what's going on, but it seems like as if people don't know about it in order to complain, and when they are knowing about it and they complain, nothing is being happened to the complaints.
Right.
So this is very interesting. What we will do here is we will find Miss Everett and we will get her on the show. And then we will dig into this and find out. That's a long story. Completely long story. Not
it
going
goes
to get into
national and everything else.
Oh, really? Yeah, so let's save that one and we will return to that. Let me put a note next to that. Do some follow-up. Because we want to know where we got a complaint to, because I'm always trying to make a citizen's arrest. And I really need to know who I need to talk to make said arrest happen.
But this is about complaining about the police. This is where you go to complain about what the police have done.
Yeah. Okay. So, and I know that there's a lot of these. I see them on the TikToks and all kinds of stuff like that all the time. So I don't understand like how come a preliminary investigation is not actually happening or something like that. Or just police accountability. What's the point of having a police accountability board if we not going to hold the police accountable to the shit that they doing?
Yep.
All right. Keeping it moving. Wrong way driver causes multiple crashes near Prudential Tunnel.
Well, damn.
Triggered. Remember that one time I almost killed us all? Me, you and Pastor Troy when we was coming from that place, and remember I was going the wrong way by accident, but I realized it oh damn, he was really the wrong. Did he crash through the borders?
What?
Do it again.
It's coming on. Oh, wow.
I missed it again.
What he was doing there? Okay, let me read. A wrong way driver was the cause of multiple. Go to the story because I want to watch it and listen to it at the same time.
Clock in Boston near the Prue Tunnel. Traffic is moving once again. This is video from earlier, and state police tell us the crash was head on, and then the wrong way driver kept on going, hitting several other cars. Here's another angle of the aftermath from our photographer down at the scene. You can see a vehicle about to be taken away. You just saw it a moment ago. No word yet on any charges.
Go to the front, to the beginning of that. Did they show? Well, maybe they didn't have any to watch. But when you go on the wrong side and then you realize that you are on the wrong side, what makes you keep on going?
Why he kept going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He thought that he was going to get to the next exit, perhaps, and then be able to get off of it.
And he kept going after he crashed head on into someone.
Yeah.
Maybe he was just nervous at that point.
Dazed and wanted to, but I would have my nervousness would have led me to just jump out the car and run frantically, screaming. Like that. That's what I would have done. I'm mature about it.
You are, girl.
A Revere man who came into town thinking he was meeting with a fellow child porn fan was instead arrested by undercover BPD and FBI investors. What's that show called?
To Catch a Predator.
To Catch a Predator.
Where is that guy? I think that guy was a predator.
I think so.
He turned out to be a predator, right?
What? Did you see?
Wasn't
the guy that used to do To Catch a Predator?
Let me see.
Did he turn out to be a predator?
I think you're right.
Yeah, To Catch a Predator.
Yeah, not everybody typed that in at one time.
The show was canceled in 2008 following the suicide of Rockwell County, Texas Assistant District Attorney Louis Condrat, as police attempted to serve him with a search warrant after he had been caught talking to and exchanging pictures with a perverted justice volunteer posing as a 13-year-old boy.
Oh.
Oh,
shit.
So wow. That's even terribler.
So he committed himself when they went to confront him?
He suicided himself. Yes.
It's suicide?
Arrest warrant issued for To Catch a Predator host Chris Hansen after failure to appear in Michigan court.
Why he had to?
Let's see why.
Chris Hansen.
Oh, he was slated to present materials related to a local sex trafficking case
that he was involved in. He was trafficking sex.
With the host's assistance, authorities in October 2020 launched an on-camera sting operation, which ended the arrest of 3 people, all of whom were allegedly attempting to meet up with underage girls at Owasso Hotel.
That sounds like a
The
terrible
suspects were unknowingly arranged their dates with cops who were pretending to be female minors between the ages of 13 to 15. That's him, right? That's the man?
Chris Hansen.
We worked with Chris Hansen to use his platform to reignite the awareness of this, to reignite the awareness and the enforcement of what's happening here and duplicate it around the nation.
So maybe it wasn't him. Maybe it was just people involved with the show got arrested for sex predation.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Sex predation.
Sex predation.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, they look like they did it. So a Revere man has been held in lieu of $50,000 bail at his arraignment on child porn charges following his arrest at a Boston hotel by undercover Boston police detectives. Sani Zuntu, 24, was charged with possession of child pornography and distributing obscene matter. In addition to bail, Boston Municipal Court Judge James Stratton ordered him to stay away from anybody under 18 in schools. He was also to wear a GPS device. Let's see what happened. The task force Zintu initiated the communication by texting, "Hey, can we talk, please?" during the course of communication. Later in the communication, Zintu agreed to meet the covert investigator at a hotel room in Boston. When Zintu entered the room, the investigators identified themselves and seized numerous technical devices from Zintu, including an iPhone, an HP laptop, and an iPad. Oh, he was setting up to film.
He was at a production company.
Jeez. He was out here. He was going to make a movie with the babies.
Listen.
And that is disgusting. Castrate him immediately.
Oh, my God.
Cut it off, because there's no reason for you to have it on there if you just out here being crazy. That's sad. What is so sexy about children?
I don't know.
Like, it's obviously a sickness. I don't think it's a sickness that should not be held accountable for. But, come on, man. Like, that's people's babies.
Exactly. What is sexy about a little chicken chest and a little
square body?
Yeah.
It's weird. Ugh. I was reading a story today, too, about a 72-year-old man that was caught with 200,000 pieces of child pornography.
He's been collecting them for a lifetime.
72 years old, bro.
He's been collecting that shit for at least 60 years.
They said the boxes of pictures, still pictures that he had with just child nakedness was like something tons of a box.
That is disgusting.
I was like, what are you doing at 72? Like, I wish I could find that article. You barely even have no teeth. Like, he looked like the little man from The Simpsons. No, from
the grandfather from The Simpsons ain't got no teeth.
It wasn't the one. The one in the wheel is not American Dad. It's one like that.
Oh, 2,600 pounds of child pornography.
That one.
2,000.
Look at him. Click that.
Pounds.
Look at him. Don't he look like the Grim Reaper?
Show the picture.
Yo.
Show the picture.
Okay. He gonna show it right now.
The computer don't even want to work no more.
No, because he looks like the little it's not The Simpsons. It's not Family Guy. It's the one with the dad has
Burns.
a chin. Little bald chin.
American Dad?
No, with Meg and Stewie.
Family Guy.
Family Guy. That's
a man?
That's a man. 72 years old. He's more than 72. He's about 172 years old.
He looks like the crypt keeper.
So investigators in Central Florida arrested a man who they said had more than a ton of child pornography related material at home. The Marion County Sheriff's Office arrested 72-year-old Paul Zettel on 25 counts of possession of child pornography last week. I don't understand why it's 25 counts when it should be 200, when it should be 2 tons counts. Investigators say they received information about multiple files being uploaded to the internet from an IP address from his. Detectives used a search warrant at his home. Authorities found numerous printed photographs of child sexual abuse material arranged in large stacks and boxes in Zetto's bedroom and office. He probably wanked up. Golly.
What made them go? What alerted them to this?
Uploads, file uploads. You know, they got so sophisticated software that you can detect child pornography.
So he was on the computer too, dude.
Yes, he was on the computer.
Zitto's roommates never allowed him never allowed them in his bedroom or office without an escort.
Well, why was they your roommates? Like, why did you have him as a roommate if you were scared of him?
Exactly. And
investigators removed all the items from the home, which altogether weighed 2,600 pounds. Zettel is now at the Marion County Jail on a $250,000 bail.
That's disgusting. That's awful. He looks.
Troy said he don't look like he used a VPN.
That's what I was like. He was using the computer.
Yes. Yeah. He was doing the most. That's crazy.
He's a sick man.
That is crazy.
Man, not play them thing there, no.
No, we don't play those things at all. The Boston Police Watchdog Office has yet to. We just talked about that. Let me go back to the notes because I didn't. Truck takes down 7 utility poles and wires on Montville Avenue in Stoneham. Did the truck not see it?
7 utility poles?
You had to travel continuously.
Exactly, because the utility poles aren't right next to each other. Like, what was your problem?
Did he pass out?
Or maybe he just grabbed one and then it pulled down all the others. I don't know. That's how it happens in the cartoons.
A tractor trailer snagged a low-hanging wire and brought down several utility poles in Stoneham Wednesday morning. It happened around 9:30 a.m. on Montville Avenue. Police said more than 24 people called 911 after the incident. No one was hurt. Though the truck was not hit by people, the truck was not hit by the pole. The driver was trapped by the downed wires and couldn't be freed until the power was shut off.
Look at that.
What the hell? He didn't. He just got caught. Like, that's when your purse or your hoodie string get caught up in something and it yanks you back. Yeah, that's the worst.
I hate
this
that.
new Bagucci that I have literally yanks me up all the time. All the time, and I get yanked up.
An army of workers is now blanketing this stretch of Montville Avenue. Several have told me they expect to be here most of the night, if not all of it. Now you're looking at the current task at hand. That is getting what's left of the shattered poles vertical and propped up.
Damn.
That's what those big trucks with the long arms are doing right now. And that'll clear the way for new poles to be pounded into the ground right next to them. The very first new pole is going in right now. Daylight was fading as trains began uprighting broken poles.
Seriously.
Story's done.
Wow. What is your problem?
Pounding of the pole. I'm way too immature to be doing this. Sniggling.
The first pole is going in now.
Look at him pounding it in.
Giggity.
It's nasty. Family of masked man dragged to death by Red Line train files wrongful death suit. I thought they were going to do this a long time ago.
I thought that was immediately.
The family of Massachusetts man who was dragged to death by the Red Line train last year has filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the Massachusetts Bay Transport Authority. A complaint filed in Suffolk Superior Court on Wednesday alleges that the April 2022 death of 39-year-old Robinson Leyland of Boston was caused by carelessness and negligence. Leyland got his arm caught in the door of a Red Line train as it pulled away. Leyland was dragged to death by a Red Line subway train owned and operated by the defendant, MBTA. The complaint further alleges that the train operated negligently, willfully, wantonly, and or recklessly failed to confirm the platform and subway doors were clear of passengers before pulling the train away from the station while dragging him to his death. At the time of his deadly incident, Leyland's nephew, Kevin Leyland, told Boston 25 News, "From my experience taking the train, they always check to see if it's all clear before they can go. I'm suggesting the guy wanted to go home, the conductor wanted to go home, so I guess he didn't do his job correctly and didn't check and ended up killing a man, and we're all devastated. It's very unfortunate." Leyland's body was dismembered as he was dragged along the tracks, and he suffered.
I didn't know that before.
either. Golly.
That's awful.
and he suffered great pain of body and anguish of mind, resulting in pain, suffering prior to death. The MBT, God. I'm upset about it. Me too. I thought he would have, I don't want to sound graphic, but I thought maybe he would have slammed into a wall and knocked out. But to be tortured and dragged, no, bro.
Dismembered.
The lawsuit is seeking monetary damages for medical and funeral expenses, lost wages, and lost earning. They should also be for emotional damage, distress, all of the things. Like whatever, the MBTA should be named after this man.
Yeah.
Because how?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. He was a father to a boy and a girl, Christopher and Ariana.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm just, that story even is, hearing it over is just making me sick to my stomach.
It's just so, like, that's a something that you don't think really happens in real life. And then to hear it, and then I read this article this morning and I was like, oh my gosh, like what, that is crazy.
Yeah.
Really, really sad. I think there is some footage about it right next to the article.
No.
Oh, I'm watching a video.
Anyway.
Not footage of I'm like, no, not that. Oh God, no.
Jesus, I was like, what do you want from us?
It's a news story.
But I read the whole article, so you don't even have to. We're gonna take a quick break because we need a reset. And when we come back, we'll be talking to Consult Layla about activating Mattapan. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
Turn it on. Turn it up.
This is SparkFMOnline.com.
JP Morgan Chase is making a global commitment to break down barriers to drive inclusive economic growth all over the world. We believe there is a pressing need to help more people move up the economic ladder. That is why we are investing in communities and people to create an economy that works for all, because no community should be left behind. Right here in Boston, we're focusing that work in Dorchester, Roxbury, and Mattapan, among other neighborhoods, on improving financial health. These efforts aim to address the key drivers of the racial wealth divide head on. We're here to empower individuals, families, and small businesses by connecting them to the tools that build generational wealth and a long-lasting legacy. Chase is investing in Boston. Chase is investing in you. Visit us at the Mattapan branch at 1617 Blue Hill Avenue, where the team is waiting to help.
How healthy is your heart? Believe it or not, half of the country has at least one risk factor for cardiovascular disease. Hi, I'm Senator Liz Miranda from Massachusetts. February is American Heart Month, a perfect time to focus on our overall health and well-being. It is important to know that high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and smoking increase the risk of heart disease. But did you know women, rural Americans, and racial and ethnic groups are also disproportionately impacted? While not all of these factors are controllable, we can take preventable steps to stay healthy. Regular exercise, eating a balanced diet, and not smoking are a good place to start. Make an appointment with your healthcare provider today to assess your risk. If you have heart disease, monitor your blood pressure and keep up with your healthcare visits. For more, visit womeningovernment.org.
Hi, it's Tori DeVito. In every family, small conversations can make a big impact. I grew up on tour with my parents. Kind of different, but we bonded over music just like other families do over sports, camping, or other interests. And we talked. Little everyday conversations from silly to serious that built a foundation over time. Honest conversations, like when my dad shared his experiences as an alcoholic.
Your honesty about that part of your life gave me a sense of integrity that I wanted to uphold in my own life. And I was so grateful that you and Mom had become these sober, stable people who were always there for me.
I wanted you to know from someone who's been in recovery more than 30 years now that hard work is what creates success, not alcohol or other drugs, whether it's music or anything else. I said it a lot, and I'm glad you took it to heart.
Talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Lisa, how are the kids? Good. But I have a question about the COVID vaccine. Kids who had COVID have immunity, right? True. They have some immunity, but also true, vaccines strengthen that immunity. But how do you know if it's safe? The vaccine was developed so fast. True. It was fast. Also true, scientists had a head start. They've been studying similar viruses for years. Have questions about kids and the COVID vaccine? Know the facts. Find the truth. Visit boston.gov/COVIDvac.
The all-new Spark FM. Spark FM. Come on. Spark FM.
Yo, sugar man be ballin'. These chicks pigeon toed. Some of them be crawling.
Spark FM.
Oh gosh. It's me again.
New England's #1 urban Caribbean music. Radio. Spark FM.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. Like we said, we got some very special guests in the building. We are activating Mattapan Square, and we are getting involved in the community. Welcome, Consult Layla. To Spark FM Online. How you guys doing? How y'all doing?
Hello. We're good. A little uptight right now.
Loosen up. Y'all want some tequila?
If you have, sure.
We got that.
Don't tell him, because he'll go fix you a drink. So introduce yourself. Tell us who you are.
Sure. So my name is Chevelle Olivier. I am the co-founder and co-principal of Consult Lila.
Oh, wow. Yes. And I'm Chevelle Lee Pacheco, co-founder and co-principal. And I can tell you a little bit about what Consult Lila is.
Yes, please.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So we founded Consult Lila in October 2021. Okay. And Consult Lila is a community engagement firm focused on making the planning, the future of our built environment, an enjoyable and accessible experience for everyone.
Oh, wow.
So we really think about, when we design from the margins, when we design for our elders and for our young people, for people with disabilities, if it works for them, our city can work for everyone.
Yes.
So we're really thinking about, and for young people as well, how do we include everyone in that process, but also make it fun and understandable? Because right now, that process is not understandable for most folks.
Yeah. It's not. Working with the city, working with government, you feel like you want to get engaged and you want to be involved, and you're like, how? Yeah. What do I have to do? And then when you start going through the process, you're like, now what do I do? So tell, how do you help people work through this process?
Yeah, so right now we're supporting Boston Transportation Department in the Mattapan Square redesign and the Blue Hill Avenue redesign. So the Transportation Action Plan.
Yeah. Okay. So can you tell us a little bit more about that? Because one of the things is a lot of people were like, what are they talking about redesign for Mattapan Square? I've never even heard of
this.
Yes. Right. A lot of people haven't. Yes. And so that's what our event on Saturday is supposed to be for, is to raise awareness for people to say, what's going on over there? Come get some free food and learn what's happening.
Okay.
So you may have noticed all across the city that
bike lanes.
Bike lanes. More than just bike lanes, though, right? Crosswalks, stop signs,
bus only,
sidewalk extensions.
Yes, exactly. And so that's all part of the city's plan, Go Boston 2030, which is the transportation plan to see where can the city be in 2030. So all the things that we're seeing now came from that plan, which was around 2017.
Okay.
And so the Mattapan Square redesign is literally looking at, in Blue Hill Ave, everything from the front of the building all the way to the front of the building. So fixing sidewalks, adding lighting, having trees, having art, wayfinding, so they have downtown, how far to get wherever. Right now, it's only how far is Franklin Park Zoo. We need more than that.
Yes, absolutely.
But folks also know the center running bus lane is a part of that conversation, bike lanes, and parking.
So just to stop there real quick, how do you... the center running bike lanes, are those things that are involved in when we're talking about activating Mattapan Square? Because I know they're going, when will they'll start where? Is it Talbot? Where are they starting if they put those through?
So that project is actually from Mattapan Square to Grove Hall.
Oh, wow.
So center running bus lanes, that's how far they go.
Yeah.
Again, Chevelle and I are on both projects, which is Mattapan Square and the Blue Ave Action Transportation Plan.
Oh, okay.
You guys had a meeting this past Tuesday, correct?
Yes.
How'd that go?
I think it went fairly well.
What were some of the things that the community raised awareness about?
Yeah.
And then this will also be done on Saturday, so they'll tell you guys a lot about what's going on. But while we have them here, we're gonna pick their brain all the way to find out all of the details. So we like exclusivity. So yeah, like what are some of the things that the community is saying? Are we for it? Are we not for it? Like where we at? We divided?
So it's interesting. Do you want to speak first, or do you want?
Yeah, I will. So in those meetings, the first thing that we do is we take a poll to see, what mode of transportation that those who are in the meeting, what are they taking? And it's primarily those who are motorists. Okay, so to us, that means that we're not getting the full picture of every mode of transportation. We're just mostly getting input from those who drive cars.
Right.
And so with Consult Leela, we're trying to get those who maybe bike, those who walk, and those who take public transit.
And I just want to add, mode of transportation just means how are you getting around?
Right.
How are you getting from point A to point B?
Yeah.
So that's part of what we do too, is just break down that language so it's understandable and it's not this transportation.
So we talk about what's going on on the streets, in the streets, quite often, and we're always like, who is it that they're consulting to see what it is that we need here? And we're all drivers, so we're like, who are they talking to? So now the consult Layla comes in. It's like, oh, that's who they consulting. Okay, so they might know what they're talking about.
A little bit. And I will say that, like Chevelle said, in the meetings, it's usually people who drive, right? People who are civically engaged. They're involved in what's going on in the community and at the city level. They have the time to go to a public meeting, right? Every month, sit for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Right.
They know what's going on, so they're present. We've been doing a lot of pop-ups in the past 2 years. So we've been at the farmers market, just at the 28 bus stop. At some of these city events that they've been having, like the neighborhood concert series, and we've been talking to people there. And of course, there are people who drive who are like, we don't want it.
That's stupid.
We don't want it here. Take that on here.
Yeah, they're like that center running bus lane.
Yeah.
We don't
Bus
want
in the middle of the street.
Right. But we've talked to over 250 people, and a lot of those people who walk and people who catch the bus, and they're like, center running bus lane, please.
Oh.
Yes, because they'll get through a lot faster. A lot of people get off at that stop in front of the bank in Mattapan Square and walk to the station to catch their connecting bus or train or trolley because it's faster.
Yeah.
And so with the center running bus lane, they'll be able to just get right in. I think during rush hour, 50% of people who are on Blue Hill Ave are on the bus.
Correct.
Really? Because it seemed to me, and that's so, it's funny you say that, because depending on where you are and what you do, that's the only perspective that you sometimes have.
Right.
Because I'm not a pedestrian at all. So like I'll be on a bike before I start walking, which is crazy. But because I'm always driving, I can only see it from my lens. Like I see the most traffic from the cars because I'm surrounded by cars.
Yeah.
But now that you're saying 50% of people in there are on the bus, I'm like, oh, they equal with us.
I know. I mean, like just a couple of weeks ago, I was like, geez, you got to have a heart to navigate through Mattapan Square driving.
Yeah.
So now it's like, oh my gosh, imagine what it's like for people who are trying to cross those 4 lanes of traffic with all of that going on. So yeah.
Do you guys only focus on Mattapan Square, or are you kind of just all over the place? Mattapan, Blue Hill, Ave, whatever. Do you just...
So we are a startup, right? And so our first project is working in the city of Boston, and we do hope to scale and grow and work with outside of Boston and outside of the state as well. But right now, our local community is what we really want to focus on.
And when you say startup, how long ago did you guys start? So I sent you guys the clip because after I interviewed you guys for E4All, I came here and I was super excited. I was like, yo, there are people here that are working for the community and they are lit and they're activating the youth and whatever. So how long ago did you guys get started?
So with Consult Leela, we started and we officially became a business in October of 2021. But we've been a part of this project since 2020.
Oh, okay, good. Right in the middle of the were we over yet? Yeah. Oh, pandemic, yes. That I was like, wait, I can even remember the pandemic.
and like, how did you all meet? And then what made you decide to form this as your business?
You want me to go?
Yeah, I don't know how far back you want to go.
Quick little thing.
They have
Chevelle,
name.
And I was like, your name too.
My middle name is Chevelle.
No, yeah.
We all Chevelle.
Okay, Chevelle
I was about to say honorary member.
Hey, all right. I'm in there.
We can hire you based on principle.
Exactly. Why'd you hire her? She had the same name.
I know. Listen.
And personality.
Yeah.
And personality.
Personality counts for a lot, huh?
It does. I mean, and that's a huge part of it, right? Is the people who are leading these engagement in doing this work, they're engineers.
Yeah.
And that's, I can't do the engineer's job.
Yeah.
We've sat at some of those meetings and we're like, I don't even know where to start with that.
Saying.
Yeah.
Right. And so, we really realized that doing the engagement is something that you need to know how to engage people.
Yeah.
And so Chevelle and I met in 2018.
Yeah.
She hired me at Mattapan Food and Fitness Coalition. So she's also an executive director of the nonprofit.
You fancy.
You look like a baby.
I know.
You're 17. How you doing all that?
Nah, big boss over here. I usually list all her degrees and everything because she's got the degrees in our team. I won't do it.
Black girl magic.
Not she's like, I won't list everything today. Please don't.
I will run out of here.
She will.
My mom is like, do you know my Ma.
Listen, that's me. I'm like, she got her bachelor's, her master's, her grad certificate. But so we met. She hired me to actually run the youth program at Mattapan Food Fitness Coalition.
Okay, dope.
Very
So
nice.
what got you into this? What made you get into this?
Sure. So at my job at Mattapan Food and Fitness Coalition, I've been with that organization since I was 17. And as a young person, co-founded an event called Mattapan on Wheels to get, engage Black and Brown people in cycling and to raise awareness to the city that Black and Brown people do bike. And so around 2020, I wanted to learn a little bit. So, you know about the event?
I automatically got triggered. American Legion Highway. Damn it.
You know, we got to find some alternative modes of physical activity for our Black and Brown folks. And so in 2020, co-founded another conversation series with Powerful Pathways called Transportation Talks. And that was a space where folks who look like us can be able to talk about the issues that are usually brought up in transportation-related meetings.
Yes.
And so then after that, the city of Boston was like, word, we like what you did because you're able to connect with the folks that we weren't able to connect to. Do you want to work with us on engagement? And I was like, word, but I can't do this without Chevelle.
Very
so
nice.
Me and Chevelle started working together because we already had a good chemistry working together previously, and so I knew this is the woman that I wanted to take this journey with.
Very nice.
And
I love that.
I think that's dope. When you have good people, you stick to them. Youth engagement. So you came in as the youth engagement piece, and how has that worked? I think that's what kind of really solidified the fact that I loved you guys, is that you do not only work with, us grown people, but you engage the youth who are literally our future.
Exactly. And so when the city reached out to Chevelle, I want to say maybe 2 or 3 months before that, I was like, Chevelle, these engineers and planners do not know how to talk to our community. We should start a business doing that. So I just want to say, I want to put that out there.
Well, that is dope because who think not a lot of people will think like that.
Right.
So that's amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
And so they reached out to Chevelle specifically about youth engagement, and that's why she was like, Chevelle, they reached out to me, and I was like, yes, let's do this.
Yes.
And so our focus for the first year and a half was specifically on young people 10 to 19 years old.
Wow.
Because like you said, that's our future. We need to get them involved. They have to live with this. Yes.
Yeah.
So we have a few things that we did. You want me to rattle them off?
Yes.
Okay. So we created a standard workshop called Complete Streets Deets. So we talk about Go Boston 2030. We talk about what is transportation planning? Who are the players involved? So there's Massachusetts Department of Transportation. There's BTD.
Right.
They don't only do tickets; they do all of our planning. So for what our city streets look like.
Oh,
really?
Yes.
Okay. Learn something new again.
So they do the planning. Public Works does the actual construction, and then there's the MBTA as well, which is regional. And then we talk about complete streets. So when you ask like who's in these bike lanes, what's happening with the buses? I have to take it a step back just because, let me talk about youth, and then I'll come back to like why these changes are happening and why they're important. So we have a packet, the workshop, we lead to young people. We've reached over 250 young people in Mattapan, offer them $10 gift cards because they need incentives.
They do. Yep. I need an incentive.
Yeah.
Right. We were just at the Mattapan Elementary School at the beginning of the month working with their 5th and 6th graders leading that workshop and hearing their feedback.
Wow. Yeah.
Yes.
What kind of
what do they
feedback?
say? What are they saying?
They were talking about like needing better bus shelters. They're like, when I'm waiting for the bus, at some places there is no shelter. They talked about needing safer crosswalks, especially in Mattapan Square, because they're like, I almost get hit, you know?
Yeah.
They usually catch the bus early in the morning to get to school, and it's dark. So these are spaces that need more streetlights.
Yes,
Okay,
yes, yes.
yeah.
I like that.
Lawanda just said, I feel like it's always congested on Blue Hill and Mattapan Square, headed towards Mattapan. So I think that's dope, because I think when we talked, I was like, I never thought about it from the kids' perspective, who are literally, you know, the pedestrians. They are going to and from school in the middle of rush hour, out of rush hour, all over the time, all over the place. They're hanging out with their friends. So, like, who better to be on the ground than the people who frequent it the most, and the people who have, like, the most kind of, like, energy surrounding those kind of things. Like, I'm going shopping, I'm going here, I'm stepping over things, you know, like, what do we need to fix? Okay, that's good. That's good. And how have they received that? Like, you guys asking for their help?
You want to talk?
It's a mix, right? Well, when you're talking to younger kids, like, they're really excited, and of course we make the workshop really interactive because they're 5th and 6th graders. So they're really excited about that, and it allows them to imagine what their neighborhood could look like. And then when you go to the teenage age, you know, sometimes they're interested, sometimes
they're quiet for the most part. So,
but I will say that despite, you know, like, a mix of reactions, when they do get through our workshops, they're like, oh, I do understand. I have seen this type of road design before. I have seen this now. This is all the problems that I have with this intersection or whatever, what have you.
Very nice. There was something that I had to ask.
Oh, then you said you was going to get into the youth, and you was like, what are they doing with the city? Like, what is all the reconstruction and all the things for? Like, how come we've gotten to this point and they are doing it seems like they're doing all of it at the same time. It's a lot. I don't know. What are they doing?
So I guess that's a two-parter. I want to take a step back and just talk about the transportation piece for a second.
And as a disclaimer, you guys don't necessarily work in the city department. You are an independent company that consults with them.
Correct.
When you know about it.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
Correct. So the city, typically, everything that you see going on, especially with the streets, they hire contractors or consultants to handle the engagement and the construction aspect of it. The planning, construction. The city doesn't really have the capacity. I can say that. Right? That's okay.
I'm not sure.
No. Like, there's some great people that we've worked with, but there's a lot happening, like you said. So I just want to take it back a little bit. Around when our city centers were just black folks, right? People of color. There wasn't a lot of investment happening. The car was on the rise. I can't remember the exact timeline of that. The powers that be, or the urban planners at the time, were like, the car is the way to get around. Like, if you can't get in the car, you don't really need to be in this space. So that's why some places like Milton or other wealthier neighborhoods don't have sidewalks. Because the urban planners at the time were like, if you can't afford to drive here, you don't need to be here. And so that's my, that's my little activist.
I mean, I feel like it technically makes a lot of sense, because that does make a lot of sense.
It does.
I'm gonna go on that bus too. Go ahead, keep going.
So now though, we realize with climate change, right, that having these spread out cities, or urban sprawl is what it's called, it's not working. People have to drive 30 minutes to get into work, or an hour. That's a lot of gas. That's a lot of emissions. You can't walk anywhere. You can't walk to the store, grocery store, childcare, school, work, health, nothing. And so urban planners are really starting to change the way that they think about how our city should look. And so that's why there's more increased density, which is when there used to be a one family, and now they're putting 20 units in that spot.
Yep.
So there's increased density, there's mixed use, where it's not just housing, not just residential, now it's commercial.
Commercial and residential.
Exactly. But that's also why now there's this transition across the country to more complete streets. So streets that work for everyone, not just people who drive, but people who are on their bikes, people who are walking, people who are on the bus or the train. And so it's a whole shift in culture. And I feel like I drive. I have kids, so I need to drive everywhere. And I'm blessed to be able to afford to drive everywhere. But I know that, man, I lost my train of thought.
That there's other people that don't drive.
Right. And so it's really thinking about, how do we make these streets work for everyone?
Well, I've got a job for y'all. Because we here in Hyde Park and Hyde Park residents have this issue with this River Street Bridge.
Can I tell y'all?
And so Consult Layla need to be up in there.
So I wasn't that last meeting. There's another one coming up, I think March 7th.
Yep.
So Massachusetts Department of Transportation handles all of our bridges and our highways.
Yeah.
So MassDOT is the one to look to for this.
Okay.
That bridge, it's been a hot mess,
It's
right?
been a hot mess.
For a long time. They patch it up every year. I live on that street, so I know. And they said that they're not thinking it's going to be fixed until 2025.
2025. Because when we went to the last meeting, they said they weren't going to start planning until February 2023. And this was like months prior to New Year's. Right. They weren't going to start planning until last month. Right. And then now they don't think it's going to be done until 2025.
I'm like, it's a 2-second bridge. Give us some tarp or whatever you need. Put some rock under it. Or whatever
like something, or an alternate route or something like that. Because right now the two routes that we have to get this way are just not working. You know, you live over here, so it's just like we need something to be done about that. Yeah.
I'm gonna let Chevelle speak soon.
Yes.
I need to shut up. I'm the one who talks in the group. If you couldn't tell. But I have learned through this process that these planning projects take a very long time, right? The engagement takes about a year, and then construction takes time. And then with the pandemic, materials and labor, that's on back order.
Yes. Yes.
So I am very frustrated with that bridge, and everything's going to take some time.
Yeah. Janet is going off in the comments.
She sure is.
Janet losing her mind.
Janet has been saying things. That's every time I look over and see her comment, I lose my thought about what I was about to say.
Too much cooks in the effing kitchen, and the feds control the tracks, and MassDOT, and the next meeting is March 7th. She's off. She's mad about it.
Janet. She's a Hyde Park mom. That's a Hyde Park mom for you.
Let's kind of switching gear just a little bit. We want to kind of really get into Saturday.
Yes.
Saturday, we are activating the square. It is all weather event, so come out no matter what. It's from 12 to 3. Tell us about what this actually is.
Yeah.
Sure. So Chevelle mentioned it a little earlier, but activating in Square, again, we're trying to reimagine how can we get input from all modes of users. So
Absolutely.
How can we make sure that folks who are not just able to get to those community meetings could get that input. And so activating the square is outside. We planned it with our youth engagement committee. We did pay them as well because young people need to get paid.
Yes.
There's about 4 of them. So they came up with the activities. They came up with working with the graphic designer, with the flyer and all of that. Right. So it's truly their
shout out D-Loop.
Oh, D-Loop. Yes. He does all of our stuff.
He does. Everything from our logo, branding, everything is D-Loop.
As us as well.
Yes.
Big shout out to him.
And so some of the activities that we have going on to try to get input from those who are just simply walking in the square and like, what's going on over there? Because they hear music from DJ Wysham or they hear Danielle you speaking, and getting the crowd up and going. So there's chess games, there's actual games as well. There's a talent show, there's food trucks from local food vendors, women of color, which is awesome.
Absolutely love it.
And can I add cash prizes for the chess tournament and the showcase?
I don't even play chess, but I'm going to win some, I tell you that.
Of course, there's resource tables, right? And so, that way folks can see all of the projects that are happening in the Mattapan area, because another frustrating thing that's overwhelming for Mattapan residents is that they have to go to a meeting for every single project, right? And that's, you can't go to 7 meetings in a week about a project that's happening in your community. So all the resource or all the projects that are happening will be at this event, so they can have a one-stop shop.
Good.
And then one thing we're really excited about is an art project that we're going to have with the local artists as a different way to get input. So each person will pick something that represents an item on a complete street, whether it's greenery or a mode of transportation, and then that artist is going to create like a collage out of it. And so, trying to think like, so folks who don't have time to write a comment, like go on boston.gov and write a comment and send in a testimony, or they don't have time to go to community meetings, they can give input in that creative way.
This is awesome. So what time is it from? What time does it start?
12 p.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturday.
Okay, 12 to 3 p.m. And it's exact. I know it's at 822 Cummings Highway. Where 882. Where exactly is that?
So I don't like to say that. Wear my Mattapan Food and Fitness hat, but it's across the street from the Burger King on Common Sense. Everybody knows that. Okay. And so, you know, we are keeping an eye out on the weather.
Yeah.
We don't want dangerous weather. So we will let folks know if we're continuing or postponing. But right now we're continuing and proceeding as the event is happening on Saturday.
Nice.
This is great. So it's a talent showcase too.
Yes, these are all ideas from the young people.
And how are they doing? They got a little stage and all kind of good stuff.
So
or a little area.
Just a little area with DJ Washam. You know, they have the mic. We have some folks, some young people already lined up. But then also, if there are young people who want to come and join, they can come and join.
Sometimes you need to see somebody else do it so you can get
exactly.
We're across the street from Burger King.
Is that the food at the?
There's a lot.
So there's the Burger King and America's Food Basket. It's outside.
Yep. Oh, okay.
We originally wanted to close down that street, Fairway Street, but we ran into some issues and didn't want to, bother too many people.
Do all that.
No, we did. She got all the permits for it, but it was just we didn't want to
much.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it sometimes works out like that. You know, maybe you're more confined now, and everybody's one place. You can see everything. I love the idea of this. I love the idea of making activism sexy, making it something that the kids want to come out to. It looks exciting. The flyer looks fun. Like everything about it looks like it's a place that I want to be. I be up randomly on Saturdays, like there's nothing to do. I don't mind staying in my house, but when there's things like this where I know that there's, you know, talent and food and, you know, resources and community, and I can actually show up, make an impact, and you know, do different things there and still kind of get the information I need to help my community. I think that's so important. And I'm just really excited for what you guys have in store and the future of what you guys are going to do for this city, especially as a new company. That's really important to see people doing different things.
And this is Women's History Month, and you women are making history here. And we love that. Want to highlight that, of course.
So they will keep us on notice if there's any change with the weather, but as of now, it is all weathering. Dress accordingly.
Yes. Like 45. That's
if you wake up and it's raining, bring an umbrella. If it's sunny, wear a raincoat. If it's a nice weather day, put on a hoodie and come outside. You can always layer. Don't be like her. No wear no t-shirt underneath her.
I have one. I have one.
Thank you.
It's in here. Look.
You just put her business
because
out.
She don't wear no t-shirts under her hoodies.
She's always chastising me like, you need to wear a t-shirt under that.
It's a layer. It's a jacket. Damn it. No, but this is great. So we'll see you guys outside Mattapan Square on this Saturday. This very, very Saturday from 12 to 3. You got 3 hours of getting engaged with your community.
Right.
Even if you don't live in Mattapan, most of y'all go to Mattapan anyways to get a steak and cheese or go to Brothers or go to Rainbow or whatever you got to go to. What is it? Golden Crust. Come outside and do something for the community. Get engaged. We are activating the square. Activating. Then they're going to activate the Hyde Park Bridge so that we can sit out there and do a hunger strike till you fix the bridge.
I'm going to chain myself today.
I will not move.
For 15 minutes, I'm going to chain myself.
Until it starts to rain.
Janet's nicest comment. Thank you, ladies. Great information.
Thank you, Janet.
Thank you.
You'll most likely see Janet. Janet probably end up her outside there in Mattapan activating something on Saturday.
Awesome.
She is awesome. A big advocate to have on you guys' side too. So speaking of Janet, Jada cussed me out yesterday. Janet, we need to talk. We'll get into that later. But thank you guys, ladies. Thank you, ladies, so much for showing up and just talking to us. We'll be pushing it all week until Saturday for activating the square. Make sure you stay tuned to Spark FM for more information. If there's any changes, we'll make sure that we let you guys know as soon as we get it from them, so you guys are updated all the time. And we'll see you guys on Saturday.
All right.
Excited.
Looking forward to having y'all.
Okay. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Keep it locked right here, Spark FM Online.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the Morning with with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
The all-new Spark FM. Spark FM. Log on to sparkfmonline.com.
Did you get a call or message that mentioned Social Security that made you feel threatened or scared? That is not the Social Security Administration. Social Security will not threaten you, press you for personal information, or demand instant payment. Social Security does not accept payments by gift card, prepaid debit card, internet currency, or by mailing cash. Criminals use these forms of payment because they are hard to trace. Don't fall for it. Hang up, ignore them. Report this criminal activity to oig.ssa.gov.
Yamba Market. Visit the first black-owned dispensary in Cambridge. Yamba Market's mission is to participate authentically in building a socially restorative adult cannabis market in Massachusetts and beyond. Their commitment to the Yamba family is to provide an inclusive and exemplary experience focused on a broad selection of unique strains, quality products, and customer journey. Open from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day. 580 Mass Avenue, Central Square, Cambridge, Massachusetts. Registration at yambamarket.com.
Finally Home is a must-read, step-by-step guide that will equip any first-time home buyer with the knowledge they need to confidently make informed decisions. This book provides answers in simple and clear terms to most, if not all, of the questions you may have about credit, home ownership, and generational wealth. Finally Home equips the reader with the confidence to be engaged with the home buying process without feeling vulnerable or exploited. Tailor-made Real Estate Easy is not just a catchy hashtag. It is real estate agent and radio personality Taylor Andre's goal. A goal to simplify one of the most challenging processes you will go through as an adult. A goal to educate you properly on credit and teach you the strategies to finding the home of your dream. It is not just a good book or an easy read. It is the secret to a seamless home buying experience.
JP Morgan Chase is making a global commitment to break down barriers to drive inclusive economic growth all over the world. We believe there is a pressing need to help more people move up the economic ladder. That is why we are investing in communities and people to create an economy that works for all, because no community should be left behind. Right here in Boston, we're focusing that work in Dorchester, Roxbury, and Mattapan, among other neighborhoods, on improving financial health. These efforts aim to address the key drivers of the racial wealth divide head-on. We're here to empower individuals, families, and small businesses by connecting them to the tools that build generational wealth and a long-lasting legacy. Chase is investing in Boston. Chase is investing in you. Visit us at the Mattapan branch at 1617 Blue Hill Avenue, where the team is waiting to help.
The all-new Spark FM. Spark FM. Come on. Spark FM.
Y'all, sugar man be ballin'. These chicks pigeon toed. Some of them be crawling.
Spark FM.
Oh gosh, it's me again.
New England's #1 urban Caribbean music. Radio. Spark FM.
I'm whipping up a baby, yeah. Cooking out my mama basement, yeah. Trapping got the money going crazy, yeah. Bring the check to my old lady, I'm whipping up a baby, yeah. Cooking out my mama basement, ooh. Trap queen got the money going crazy, Check to my old lady, I'm whipping up a baby, yeah. Codeine got it real lazy, whoa. Feet on the couch, but I just sold 2 babies, yeah. I just did me and Rihanna, bitch, I could take to the trap. So used to whipping Madonna. On my clothes and my shoes are designer. Tell me where the real bitches at. God damn it, I wish I could find her. I bet that they be in the trap. Be in the trap, I know. Pull up with scrap, but they call it a flow. So real how it go. Handed her work that she had me to do. I wanna see my mother rich, my brother, my sister, and even my dude. These hoes for you and for you, and no they not loyal, I just wanna flip. I get to the money, my niggas got rollies, I feel like I'm Drake from the 6. No fugazi, I'm seeing a lily, I know I'm good for the shit. Yeah, cooking out my mama basement. Yeah, trap queen got the money going crazy. Yeah, bring a check to my old lady. My old lady, I'm whipping up a baby. Yeah, cooking out my mama basement. Ooh, trap queen got the money going crazy, going crazy. Bring a check to my old lady, my old lady. I'm whipping up a baby.
I gave heart to the streets. I gave life to the game. Full court pressure, start fucking me, bitch. You ain't fucking no lames. Money make the world go round, nigga. 4 pound, lay it down, nigga. Had them goons in your house to make a sound, nigga. Nah. Chips in the chain.
The all-new Spark FM. Spark FM.
Come on.
Spark FM.
Y'all, sugar man be ballin'. Leave chicks pigeon toed. Some of them be crawling.
Spark FM.
Oh, God.
New England's #1 urban Caribbean music. Radio. Spark FM.
Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. We are back. We were just speaking to Consult Layla because we are activating the square, activating Mattapan Square on Saturday from 12 to 3. So make sure you guys go down there, get some go bring some friends, bring your children, bring your youth, and find out about what they doing in our city.
Right.
It's time for our national and world news, and we'll take that right into our, we got that. National and world news. Miss Tony, what you got for us?
Well, Joe Biden says that other companies will slash their insulin prices after the Eli Lilly move, which is really, really good because insulin is expensive.
What's the Eli Lilly move?
Eli Lilly is a pharmaceutical company, and I think that they slashed their prices because remember insulin had quadrupled.
Yep.
Eli Lilly will cut their list prices by 70% for its most commonly prescribed insulin products, Humalog and Humulin, and that's starting in the fourth quarter of 2023. The fourth quarter? Ain't that the end of the year?
2020. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So U.S. President Joe Biden said on Wednesday, March 1st, that other pharmaceutical companies will have to lower their insulin prices in the wake of Eli Lilly's decision to slash its prices for the popular diabetes treatment. Eli Lilly said on Wednesday it will cut list prices by 70% for its commonly used whatever in the fourth quarter of the year. Guess what that means? Biden told Democrats gathered in Baltimore for an annual retreat. Every other company making it, someone's going to have to lower their prices. Mm-hmm. Biden's signature legislative achievement, the Inflation Reduction Act, has capped insulin prices for Medicare recipients at $35 per month. Oh, that's really good.
That's good.
Yeah, but the law does not extend to patients with private insurance. Oh, or without insurance from higher prices.
Mass health-ish, whatever they have as their Medicaid. What is
Medicare.
It? Is Medicare or Medicaid? Medicaid is for the
Medicare is for everyone. Medicaid is for the older folks. So yeah, if you have Medicare, then it'll be $35 a month. He wants Congress to extend the cap beyond Medicare, and I think that they very well should. Just because I have private insurance doesn't mean that I have to. I'm paying for private insurance. That doesn't mean that I can afford to pay all these money for
because
insulin as well.
Private insurance is mad expensive, and it usually don't cover a lot of things.
Don't cover nothing good. I'll tell you that. Los Angeles Police Union proposes limits to 911 responses. And what does this mean? They're not going to respond to all of them?
No, I was just reading a little bit of it before you got into. So instead of having the police respond to all of the 911 calls, they'll start getting police will only go to violent things and not like checkup calls and other kind of calls.
Oh, so they're going to have other people to do that?
Other people, yeah.
Okay.
Read it. It's kind of interesting.
So the Los Angeles Police Department's rank and file union is proposing that someone other than police respond to more than 24 types of 911 calls in a bid to transfer their workload to more serious crimes. Los Angeles Fire Department. Sorry. I don't know what happened here. The move is part of a national trend aimed at limiting situations where armed police officers are the first to respond. The proposal announced on Wednesday by the Los Angeles Police Protective League lists 28 kinds of 911 calls where other city agencies or nonprofit organizations would be sent first. I like that. The calls range from mental health situations, quality of life and homeless issues, problems at school, and welfare checks to certain non-fatal traffic collisions, parking violations, trash dumping, loud parties, public intoxication, and panhandling.
I think that's so smart.
I think it's very smart.
Yes, because they're saying if the police department is so overwhelmed, they so frustrated and so scared, then let's get them some help that doesn't need to be police.
Absolutely.
Because I don't need a police to come to me if I
locked out my house.
If I locked out my house. Just get a locksmith.
Yeah, do people call 911 for that? I don't know. But things like that.
Yeah.
They do, the league said that officers will respond if the situation becomes violent or criminal in nature, but only after the initial call goes to another agency or an affiliated nonprofit. I think that's amazing. I think that's really good.
Me too.
Oh, the Murdoch case. Today is closing arguments.
Oh, yes, it is.
We should have been watching that. I think that's a good case to watch.
Let's go back and try that case.
Let's go. We should.
Yes.
Because he's a lawyer. That boy's a liar. That boy's a liar. This is crazy. 3 Kansas City police officers were shot while executing a search warrant, and the man was found dead after hours-long standoff.
Bro, he was the modern day Rambo.
He was going crazy. 3 police officers are in the hospital after they were shot while serving a warrant in Kansas City, Missouri. The shooting unfolded shortly after 9:30 p.m. Tuesday as the 3 officers from Kansas City's tactical response team were executing a search warrant. Kansas City Police Chief Stacey Graves said, when the officers knocked and announced their presence, gunfire erupted from inside the home and the officers returned fire. So they knocked it, he started firing immediately.
Knock, 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 pow, pow. Wow. He was very angry.
So following an hours-long standoff, the Missouri State Highway Patrol said Wednesday afternoon that a man was found dead once SWAT teams were able to secure the house. A woman was also found alive with no injuries and is currently in custody.
Where was she at? In the closet? Because that's crazy. Here goes the story.
Yes, show it to us.
No play.
No, es no play.
No play. ¿Por qué no play?
No sirve. Pero yo no sé.
Pero no play.
Ay, bendito. State police and FBI investigators are processing the scene amid the ongoing investigation. The injured officers were hospitalized with non-life-threatening but serious injuries and were listed in stable condition. Graves said the 3 officers were able to talk and told her they are doing okay. That's 3 of them.
As they knocked and announced and began to breach the door, they took gunfire.
What?
3 of our officers were struck. They did return fire. They self-transported to a local hospital. All 3 are thankfully in non-life-threatening condition. They are tactical response team officers. They are highly trained, good men. And, we're just so thankful tonight that each one of them, I was able to physically talk to them, and they talked back. So right now, I feel like that's the best situation that we could be in right now under the circumstances.
Yeah.
The scene right now is an active Operation 100. Kansas City is still on scene, but Independence Police Department is taking that Operation 100 over for us. No one in custody yet. We are still on scene. That's still active and that's still playing out. We hope that the end of that is going to be peaceful and that it results in us taking someone into custody. So.
Bro, how do you take somebody peaceful that shoots up 3 of your officers? I don't think that's correct in what she was saying there.
Yeah.
You're not taking anybody peaceful. Y'all are shooting to kill.
Yeah, because they shot him up.
Yeah.
He got shot up.
He got pelleted.
Yeah.
Because, bruh, they didn't take no necessary precautions. They was like, yo.
The mayor of Kansas City, his name is Quentin Lucas. He's a black man. He tweeted, "We've been reminded too much lately in Kansas City how dangerous police work can be. I am praying for a full recovery for our 3 officers injured with this evening, and that everyone on duty gets home to their safe family safely."
Non-life-threatening?
Non-life-threatening.
Okay.
It said they were able to self-transport, so they took themselves to the hospital.
Good.
They put themselves in harm's way to safeguard Kansas City, serving with bravery and selflessness, and for that we are indebted to them. is the statement that came out. Good for them. I'm glad that they're okay. That sounds really, really bad.
Terrible.
And she was reporting that no one was arrested, but they did have someone. I'm going to save that story because what the hell is that story? Woman with tuberculosis to be arrested unless she complies with court order to get treatment. They've court ordered her to get treatment for her TB.
TB is super dangerous, right?
Yeah.
It's contagious and all the things?
Yes, it is, right? So the unidentified woman has refused to comply with orders since January of 2022. Health officials in Washington state said that they are set to arrest a woman Friday after she said she has been avoiding treatment or isolation for tuberculosis for over a year. So you just go walking around?
Walking around all willy-nilly.
Right, because if you staying in your house, then that's all right. But you just going around? What is your problem? The Tacoma Pierce Health Department said the unidentified woman hasn't complied with several court orders that were filed since January 22. Judge Philip Sorensen issued a civil arrest warrant on February 24th after he found the patient was in civil contempt for refusing to comply with his order that she either resume taking her medication or voluntarily isolate herself, according to the health department. The patient has until March 3rd to comply. She got until tomorrow, girl. You got a few more hours to comply with the order, or she will be taken into a specially designated facility at the Pierce County Jail for isolation, testing, and treatment. I was gonna say, how are they gonna put her in jail? But she's gonna have to
be in a little Mercer room.
They're gonna put her in a bubble.
Your little room by herself. Ain't that solitary confinement?
Well, that's what she need to be in, because you either confine yourself or we gonna confine you.
She's been out since January 2022.
She hasn't been complying. She's been out for longer than that.
Oh.
Since January 22, they've been telling her that she needs to do something about it.
So where she be going?
Out. She outside.
She go to the clubs with a little TB?
Probably.
That's crazy.
In each case like this, we are constantly balancing risk to the public and the civil liberties of the patient. We are always hopeful a patient will choose to comply voluntarily. Seeking to enforce a court order through a civil arrest warrant is always our last resort, said Nigel Turner. He is the spokesperson for the Tacoma Pierce County Health Department. TB is caused by a bacterium that can attack vital organs, usually the lungs, and lead to fever, severe cough, and possibly death. The disease can spread when an infected person coughs or speaks, and the TB bacteria gets into the air. Healthy individuals may then breathe in these bacteria and become infected. How long? You have it for your life?
It says the affect other parts of the body, such as the brain, the kidneys, and or the spine. Oh, so she's out here. What are we talking about? Why are we talking about what we're gonna do? She's been out she's been non-compliant since 2022. Y'all should have been arrested. We just went through the damn corona. Now we got the outbreak monkey around here just going around having a good time.
Willy-nilly. Doing whatever she wants.
Hurting my spine.
It says, although the disease is curable with medication, treatment can take anywhere from 3 to 9 months. She's had more than 3 to 9 months to cure this thing and wouldn't cure it since January of 2022?
Yeah.
No. She got to go. I had a bad thought about what needs to happen to her. She got to go. She got to go. There are roughly 10 million TB cases reported annually around the world, according to the health department. Tacoma averages about 20 cases annually. So I'm not going there.
20 cases of tuberculosis annually?
Yes.
Ugh.
In Tacoma, Washington. Tacoma is just one city in Washington. That's where I'm never going.
That's nasty.
Oh. Terrible. California bill could mean more mentally ill people are detained. What is this now? The news takes 2 steps forward and 16 steps back. I'm telling you, now they're going to detain. A new proposal in the California legislature could allow more people with mental illnesses to be detained against their will. More people in California could be detained against their will because of a mental illness under a new bill backed Wednesday by the mayors of some of the nation's largest cities, who say they are struggling to care for the bulk of the country's homeless population. Federal data shows nearly 1/3 of the country's homeless population lives in California. Wow.
Really?
Wow. That's a huge statistic.
1/3, yeah.
Crowding the densely populated coastal cities of the nation's most populous state. California lawmakers have given local governments billions of dollars in recent years to address this, but often with mixed results that recently prompted a public scolding from Gavin Newsom.
So I am not opposed to this.
Yeah, so it doesn't sound as bad as the headline suggested.
I think that there's a lot of people running out here mentally ill and mentally effed up who are refusing to get treatment. And I know that when you force somebody to get treatment, it often doesn't work. But are we okay with people just being mentally ill, running around town, refusing treatment because we don't want to oppress their rights of mentally ill, running around terrorizing other people?
Yeah.
This is we've got to find a healthy compromise in America about not necessarily forcing people to get treatment if they are stable people, but there's other people that need to be forced into treatment. Yeah. And I'm going to stand by it, and I don't care what anybody says.
I agree with you. It sounds like, instead they're getting them off of the street and they're getting them into a place where they're going to be receiving.
Especially in these days and age, we read so many stories here, and maybe I'm a little tainted or triggered or whatever. We read so many stories about crazy shit happening. Like yesterday we was reading about the man who sprayed the woman with the water because she needs to go bathe.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
If you ask him if he wants mental help, he'll probably say no.
Yep.
But is that okay? If you spray me with your hot pee, I'm going to punch you dead in your face. I'm going to fight you. I don't know, but it could have been, Tony. It could have been pee.
Yeah.
He could have pissed in a bottle, and he could have sprayed it on you because you need to bathe.
I know, because it's not like that's far-fetched. We've heard about 2 cases now where people smudge dog shit into somebody's face. So, you're right.
Okay?
Could have been pee.
It could have been pee.
Probably was.
And they're talking about we don't know what the substance is. You know what the substance was. It was pee.
Yeah. Yeah. A man paralyzed by an officer who mistook a gun for a taser sues. So this happened again?
No, remember that guy? Is it the guy that the man? I think it is. Is it that one?
And look at Ben Crump right there in the front.
No, that's not him.
So this is a Florida man left paralyzed when a police officer shot him after mistaking his handgun for his stun gun. Filed a lawsuit Wednesday against the city.
Oh, it did happen again.
So yeah, that's the same thing that happened with the lady, with the lady cop. And what's his name?
Right after George Floyd.
Yeah. In the same city, right?
Yep.
I forget his name.
I know it, and I can feel his name.
Yeah.
I'll look for it, but go ahead.
Yeah. So it says, my life got destroyed. Michael Ortiz is seeking unspecified millions of dollars from the city of Hollywood, Florida, and the officer, Henry Andrews, 50, who is also facing a misdemeanor charge for the 2021 shooting. One of several over the last 20 years where officers say they mistook their stun gun for their taser. Or they mistook their gun for their taser. The federal civil rights lawsuit also named
Daunte Wright.
Oh, Daunte Wright, yep. Also names officers Deontay Roots. I would have gotten it because of that name. Deontay Roots and Johnny Jimenez, who were subduing Ortiz when Andrews shot him. Ortiz, speaking at a press conference, said not only has his life been destroyed, but so has his mother's, as she has to change his diapers and provide other care. Lord. He had called 911 for help while suffering from a mental health crisis before he was shot while handcuffed on the ground.
All of that sounds insanely ridiculous.
That is crazy.
You called because of a mental health break. You call yourself. Yep. They get there. Whatever happens, they handcuff you, and somehow they still end up shooting you because they thought it was a taser.
Yep.
That's insanity.
Yep. He says that his mother is treating him like a 6-month-old. Said Ortiz, 43, who was paralyzed from the chest down and uses a wheelchair. He owes $3 million in medical costs and will need lifetime care. Florida-based civil rights attorney Ben Crump. Is he Florida-based?
I didn't know that.
Didn't know that either.
I didn't know where he was based.
Me, because he's all over the place. Yeah. Who is representing Ortiz along with attorney Hunter Schlonklick, said it's an injustice that Andrews has been charged with only a misdemeanor. That's the officer that shot him. Mm-hmm. Michael Ortiz needed a helping hand, and what he got was a bullet to the back, Crump said. Crump represents many victims nationwide of alleged police misconduct, including Michael Brown, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd. Mm-hmm. There should have been greater accountability for the officer. I agree.
Me too.
I agree.
Me too.
That's awful.
Me too.
You call for help, and you end up getting paralyzed
from your chest down.
From your chest down. Huh. TikTok sets new default time limits for minors.
Good. That's good.
Because damn Northwest be on TikTok all the time.
All day.
All day. She don't go to school.
She probably got a school that come to her.
Oh, the school come to her. Mm-hmm. Well, look at that. Well, good. Anyhow, it won't load. And this very last story, you know, we always need a good old WTF story.
Oh, and just a little thing. They set it for an hour. They can only use TikTok for an hour.
Good.
Yeah.
What are they doing on there anyway?
Exactly.
And this is our WTF story for today. A man was found carrying a 600-year-old mummy in a food delivery bag.
That's what he was doing.
In Peru.
That's what he was doing.
What?
Sometimes you got to transport things, and food delivery bags preserve things anyway. So he probably figured that if I put it in the food delivery bag, that this 600-year-old mummy will be preserved as I transport it to somebody's house. That's the story. I'm sticking to it.
Oh. What?
How'd they find him?
Why he had it?
And why did they know that he had it?
A mummy estimated to be at least 600 years old was found in a man's food delivery bag in Peru. Peru's Ministry of Culture said that the pre-Hispanic corpse was found over the weekend. The Peru National Police said that the mummy was discovered with 3 men who were drinking in a deserted park in the southern city of Puno. The mummy was claimed by a 26-year-old man identified as Agents Frances Presse as Julio Cesar Bermejo, who used to work for a food delivery service. Bermejo was taken into custody as investigators worked to determine how he got the corpse.
I had to read the source of this news because I was like, okay, it's USA Today.
Is it real?
Yeah, I was like, it had to be like the National Enquirer or something. But no, this is from USA Today.
Oh, and then there's something different here that says a 2,000-year-old Celtic statue with a large penis was found by metal detectors. I don't know why that's in the middle of this story.
Keep reading, bro.
Bermejo told local media outlets he named the mummy Juanita and was like my spiritual girlfriend. He added his father brought the mummy home around 30 years ago and that he brought the mummy to the park to show to his friends.
No, so they didn't just have it. He had it for 30 years.
At home, she's in my room and she sleeps with me and I take care of her, he said.
Right. We're going to go to a quick commercial break because I don't know what the hell.
The mummy, which was found in the fetal position inside the delivery bag, is estimated to be around 600 to 800 years old and was from the eastern area of Puno. The mummy was also confirmed to be an adult male. The Ministry of Culture took custody of the mummy to protect and preserve the heritage. So Juanita is a man that is 600 to 800 years old. It's his spiritual girlfriend.
And is transported in a pizza delivery bag.
And I get it, because we all want a spiritual connection with our mates, don't we?
Oh.
I don't know
the Lord is coming soon, and I want y'all to get ready, okay?
Oh, no. Look at poor Juanita. Juan was folded up in that food delivery bag. Folded up. Ay. We got to take a break.
Because
I'm done.
Juanita is a man.
Juanita.
He said at home she stays in my room.
And they sleep together and he takes care of it.
He probably touches it.
Well, how do we know?
I mean,
we gotta take a break.
That mummy
might as well go back in.
That mummy might identify as a female. We don't know these days.
We don't know. Let's just keep going straight into our entertainment report because I'm starving.
You want a piece of my banana?
I'm hungry too.
Let me see what color it is.
I'm here trying to figure out what I'm gonna eat. I want some.
Oh no, it's still a little green. Give it to me.
Good wings. We don't have no good wings in Boston.
I know. Where are you? I want wings.
Wings and things, they open up when they want to open.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate.
You got a good wing though.
You know how many times, man?
How was your wings from that place where we were stopped for the Super Bowl?
They were great. They were actually great. Me and CK dog checked those. But I can't find any other good wings. Joseph's don't open till about 4 o'clock.
Damn.
It's ridiculous.
I had some guava wings in Trinidad.
I saw a meme one
Some
time.
guava wings.
How was that?
Oh my God.
It was nice.
Amazing.
I saw a meme one time. You talking about a little black spot on your banana. I saw a meme one time and said, you will put somebody's genitals, whole genitals in your mouth, but won't eat the black spot on a banana. And that put things into perspective. Chew that banana. Eat it. Go on to what we're supposed to say.
Ray J. Ray J is giving another shot with Princess Love. Asked court to call off divorce. These two people have been divorced 3 times already.
Wait, wasn't he just straightening her hair last week? I saw that. So what are you talking about? I didn't even know that they were not together anymore.
I don't understand. Ray J is one of this country's greatest phenomenons. Because I don't understand how Ray J is still so relevant.
So relevant.
All the time. With all of his business ventures. He does a lot of foolishness. And it doesn't seem to matter.
No. Ray J's an entertainer.
Yeah, he is.
He is an entertainer. If he had one wish.
One wish, one wish,
one wish. One wish.
One wish. So that's good. They're not going to get divorced again. But it has been 3 times that they have been divorced.
They have been divorced.
I think it's 2 times. This would have been a 3rd.
Probably because, it's probably because of their family and stuff. They got kids together.
But what is the point of keep on getting divorced if y'all going to come back together?
One kid? How many kids they got together?
3, I think.
3?
I think it's Mega. Oh, no, that's Omarion. This one got Melanie and Fiona.
Oh, shut up. That's not true.
Okay. We talked about this yesterday. Twitch streamer Kai Cenat breaks platform subscription record. He made Black History before Black History
Very good for him.
Month ended. Good face for him. Good face for him. Blueface claims Lil Baby and Rick Ross wants to have sex with Krishan Rock, and we're not going to give that any light of day because who wants to have sex with Krishan Rock? She don't even got no teeth. And she has your face on her throat.
And didn't she have his face on one of the teeth?
And one of the teeth too. So unless they want to, I'm not even gonna get into the graphicness that my brain just went through. Huh?
What you need teeth for?
You know what? You right.
What you need teeth for?
You right.
That's what's that called? That's called a velvet something.
Oh, yeah.
Is it?
Burning Back says it's called a velvet something.
Yeah, it's a velvet
in that
something.
movie, in the movie he did with Sam Jackson.
Uh-huh.
Let's see, what is
called?
it?
It's a velvet tongue or something like that.
What is it? Oral with no teeth?
Mm-hmm.
No teeth.
Velvet touch. The velvet touch.
What? Yeah, what is it called? Somebody tell us what it's called.
I'm trying to find, would a toothless woman give a best oral whatever? Let me see. It was great. All the BJs are.
Oh, it's called a velvet rub.
Velvet what? Rug?
Velvet rub.
Rub.
Yes. It's a velvet rub.
Velvet
that
rub.
That must feel nice, huh?
Yeah.
A little teethy oral.
No, a little gummy.
A little gummy
it's
oral.
Smooth.
Yeah.
No biting or nothing. No teeth in the way.
You could probably get a little firmer with it, and it was still not. That's fun.
Yeah. Maybe we could get, like it goes further.
Schneider said, nope, I don't want that in my search history. Well, Schneider, it's in mine. You don't have to worry. Velveteen rub. When a woman with dentures removes the dentures to perform oral sex on a man, when an old lady gives a blowjob without any teeth, or a gummer.
Yeah.
A gummer is a hummer.
Myself. Bite my lip off. Oh, shoot, I'm leaking, girl. Till I ain't got no control like that no more.
Your mighty little hair.
I found my sexual awakening in the 60s. Nothing I like better than a big old fluffy.
Did he say it, velvet?
Big old fluffy.
She's about to take out her teeth.
Ew. I would hate, but that would upset me as a man. I don't know if it would upset me as a man.
It would upset you to see, but it wouldn't upset you to feel.
So men chime in. Yeah. You are going to get a little freak show going on. She's cute and all of that thing. And then before she gives you oral, she just says, hold on, and pops her teeth out. Are you still letting her go through with it? Or are you going to put a stop to it? I need the men to chime in.
I feel Triz got excited and dropped his phone.
What would you do, Triz?
What's that? Say it again.
You was about to get satisfied from a nice woman. She looks nice. She's young and nice. But she says, before I do this, she got to pop her teeth out. Would you let her complete it? Or would you be like, oh, shit?
I go home.
No, you wouldn't be a little bit curious.
You wouldn't
like,
experiment. Like, let me see if I can go through with this.
You would, because you'd be like,
Here you go. This velveteen rub. Velveteen rub. Ain't no cheese involved, is it?
Ain't no cheese.
That was the teeth coming out.
No, Janet, that's not the same. What if they ain't got no dentures, just jagged teeth and a missing gaps? Nah, that's too risky.
Janet, what are you saying?
No, that sounds like a saw.
That hurts me.
I don't know. I think that if I was a man, I would let her go through with it.
Me
I think
too,
I'd be
'cause you'd be
curious
like,
enough.
You know you would let Bertha love you up.
You're like, I don't know if I like this. Do it again.
Let me see. Do it. Just put it in a little bit. See again? Because no, I don't like. But hold on. Do it one more time.
Well, like that.
Yeah, I don't know if I like this.
Yeah.
I'll let her finish.
You know you would let Bertha love you up, Tristan. That's what Shanae said.
T-Pain reveals he got paid when other artists used auto-tune. It was nuts.
Oh, wow.
What'd he do?
That's, yeah. And ain't that fraud? And don't you owe?
No.
Did he create auto-tune?
He didn't create it.
He brought it back.
He was a pioneer of it.
Yeah.
He brought it back. Roger used to use it. Remember Computer Love?
Computer.
But that wasn't auto-tune, but it was a type of thing.
Oh, was it?
No, that was an actual instrument.
It's a keyboard. With the
keyboard with the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an actual instrument.
Oh, Tris, I just learned things today. So anyhow, he was paid.
Yeah, he has revealed that he used to get a paycheck every time an artist would use auto-tune, admitting those early days of the career were a crazy time. The comments were made alongside DJ Drama on T-Pain's Nappy Boy radio podcast, where the former shouted out Jay-Z's 2009 DOA as one of his best songs. T-Pain obviously had a lot to say about Drama's pick, considering he previously admitted he took the song personally due to his own heavy reliance on auto-tune at the time. What is the point of this, T-Pain? T-Pain said absolutely. Go ahead.
So artists who no longer are doing music, they all have podcasts now?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Literally.
Okay.
Because they're going to talk literally. Yeah. Everybody has a microphone and everybody's got a podcast.
Yeah.
It is an insanely frustrating and annoying industry now, because everybody's talking about the same. Either the man is talking about what women need to do to get them, either the woman is talking about what men need to do to get them. It's about finance, business, and
having an LLC.
Yes, all of those.
Very interesting.
Yes, absolutely. And the entertainment has been very. Chris Brown got into. They won't leave this man alone.
What is he in trouble for now?
Getting into a little tussle with a club grower. So in a video, someone rubbed Breezy the wrong way, and the singer claims he was ready to move the verbal argument outside. Things recently got a little heated between Chris Brown and an unknown man. The singer has been overseas, taking from one stage to the next as he entertains hordes of fans. The responses have been overwhelmingly positive and looked like Brown was having the time of his life. However, a brief clip of the singer appeared online, and it seemed he was arguing with someone at a nightclub.
Do you think that people target Chris Brown to mess with?
100%, so that they can get headlines out of him.
That's awful.
I think the boy just be out here just trying to sleep with his little small light-skinned women and make nice music and dance on the stage, and I think that people provoke him.
Just trying to be breezy, and people are just bothering him.
Yeah.
He's low-hanging fruit for provocation.
A clip showed Brown at the club with his entourage. It is unclear how the confrontation began, but Breezy yelled out to the man as the team attempted to calm him down. The singer's target can't be seen, at least not from the front. Only the back of the person's head floats through the video, and while it was a brief interaction, Brown dropped off a quick message. Now, one thing this man will do is he will take to social media.
Oh, yes.
He said, you know you got tucked. He said, you know you tucked your tail, he wrote. Apparently, Brown was reading what the hell is this little thing? Was ready to continue the confrontation away from the loud music and adoring fans. You were scared to come outside. You would have been doing TikToks from a hospital bed. You weird N-word.
Oh, wow.
Okay, Breezy, get big. Tell them what they need to say.
Tell them
because they can't be out here messing with Christopher Brown.
But who was it, Breezy? Why you didn't name names though?
Exactly. So the guy went in the comment section of whoever posted the video and was like, yeah, Breezy something. So Breezy responded back to him, and then the guy was like, who are you talking to? I'm not Rihanna. Again, low-hanging fruit. I
and you're corny for that.
Very corny. Very corny. Stop bringing this grown-ass woman in between y'all two grown-ass men little debacle. Because that's crazy. But, that's it. Yeah.
That's all we got?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's it. That's all we got for today, folks. It was a great time hanging out with you guys. Join us tomorrow for more news, resources,
What's
and
today?
music.
Thursday?
Today is Thursday. It is Friday Eve.
Oh, good.
I'm excited. I wish that today was Friday.
Me too, because I'm tired.
Me as well.
I want to sleep.
Me too.
But I don't know if that's what it is. Well, are we going to Rock City Pizza? We should.
Oh, let's go.
All right. With that said, people, we are officially out of here. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz. You're listening to Spark FM online.
Turn it on. Turn it up.
This is SparkFMOnline.com.